In previous videos on number theory, I explained already what is a prime number, composite number, and relatively prime numbers, and also some more properties of prime numbers. Today I continue that one, and some few results are there. First result is the smallest positive divisor of any positive integer greater than 1 is a prime number. Smallest positive divisor of any number is always prime number. Now proof is like this. To prove this, we use contradiction method. Proof is like this. Let A be any integer, greater than 1, and P be the smallest divisor of A. P be the smallest divisor of A. Now what you have to prove? P is prime number. Suppose P is not a prime number. Suppose P is not a prime number. P is not a prime number. Then what happens? There exists Q which divides P. Q which divides P. Because what is the definition of composite number? If P is not a prime, there should exist another positive integer Q which divides P, and also this Q is greater than 1, less than P. So Q divides P. Now see what happens by this transitive law of divisibility or transitive properties of divisibility. See what happens here. What have we taken? P divides A and Q divides P, and Q is less than P greater than 1. Correct? Less than P greater than 1. Now Q divides P, P divides A implies Q divides P, P divides A implies Q divides A. Now what happened? Q divides A and it is less than P. So our assumption is wrong. What do we have assumed? P be the smallest positive divisor of A. But if P is not a prime, then what happens? Our assumption becomes wrong. There exists one more number that is positive integer which is less than P and which divides A. Therefore, this our assumption is wrong. Therefore, the P is the smallest positive divisor must be always a prime number. This is the proof. Now next is, it is like this. The smallest positive divisor. Next property. The smallest positive divisor of any composite number does not exceed any positive composite number. I take A, composite number A does not exceed root A. Important property it is because for verify whether the given number is prime or composite, we can use this one. For example, 134 is given, 131 is given. Some small number I take 131, and you have to test whether it is prime or composite. Then you have to find out the positive divisors of or divisors of 131. Now if this has any divisor, 131 has any divisor, then the smallest one must be less than root of 131. Therefore, to check whether 131 has divisors, you have to check the divisors up to root of 131. If it has any divisor, then it must be less than root 131. Therefore, this property can be used to verify whether a number is prime or composite. I think you understood this one. In while studying number theory further, if we apply this concept, I explain in detail again. Now to prove this one, how to prove this one? Let P be the smallest divisor, smallest positive divisor of P, smallest positive divisor of P. Then by previous result, what is P? P must be a prime number, because smallest positive divisor is always prime number. Now P divides A, correct? P divides A. This implies A is equal to P into K. By definition of divisibility, when you say that P divides A, P divides A means that A must be equal to P into K. What is K? K is any integer. Now the interesting thing is here, this K is greater than or equal to P. K is greater than or equal to P, because P is the smallest positive divisor. Therefore, this K must be greater than or equal to P. I take this example, if you can easily understand this one. 39. What is the smallest positive divisor of 39? 3. And why 3 divides 39? Because 39 is 3 into 13. Now here this P is 13 and K is 13. P is 3, K is 13. Therefore, if this P is the smallest positive divisor of A, then if K must be greater than or equal to P. I think you understood this one. I repeat again. P must be smallest positive divisor of A. Then P must be a prime number, because previous result. P divides A implies A is equal to P into K. In this case, this is important. P is less than or equal to K, because P is the smallest positive divisor. This is the example. Now, P is less than or equal to K. Therefore, multiply both sides by P. P into P is less than or equal to P into K. Therefore, P square is less than or equal to P into K. But what is P into K? P into K is A. Therefore, P square is less than or equal to A. P is less than or equal to root A. So, what does this imply? The smallest positive divisor, that is P, does not exceed root of A. I think all of you understood this one. Next is the number of prime numbers. The number of prime numbers is infinite. Important result. See, all these properties are important from examination point of view. These results were asked previously in the examination. All these results were asked. Now, prove that number of prime numbers is infinite. Here also we prove by contradiction method. Suppose, first we suppose that there are only finite number of prime numbers. We assume that there are only finite number of prime numbers. Then we prove that our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. Therefore, number of prime numbers must be infinite. Suppose there are only finite number of prime numbers. Say P1, P2, P3, etc. Pn, and they are in ascending order. Pn, they are in ascending order. These are all prime numbers. Number of prime numbers is finite. It is our assumption. Say P1, P2, P3, etc. Pn, they are in ascending order. Now, suppose n is equal to P1 into P2 into P3, etc. into Pn. N is P1 into P2 into P3 into Pn. Then each Pi divides n. Each Pi divides n because all P1, P2, P3 they are Pn, they are the factors of n. Hence each Pi divides n. Now consider n plus 1. N plus 1. What is n plus 1? P1 into it is P1 into P2 into P3 etc. into Pn plus 1. Now this is n plus 1. Here each Pi doesn't divide n plus 1 because we have defined n plus 1 like this. Here each Pi divides n, but we have defined n plus 1 as we have taken n plus 1 here. N plus 1 is product of this plus 1. Therefore each Pi divides n plus 1, this 1 becomes the remainder. So doesn't divide n plus 1. Now what is n plus 1? N plus 1 maybe two cases arises. Maybe first one prime number, second maybe composite number. I think this is clear. Suppose we have assumed that there are only finite number of prime numbers P1, P2, P3, etc. Pn. It is the ascending order. We have taken n is product of this P1, P2, P3, Pn. Then what happens? Each of these P1, P2, P3 divides n. Next we take n plus 1. N plus 1 is like this. None of these P1, P2, P3, Pn divides n plus 1. Now consider n plus 1. What is n plus 1? Two possibilities are there. N plus 1 may be prime or n plus 1 may be composite. First case, suppose n plus 1 is prime number. Then what happens? N plus 1 is it is greater than any one of this P1, P2, P3, Pn because it is product of P1, P2, P3 plus 1. So n plus 1 if it is a prime number then it is greater than Pn. Then what happens? Our assumption becomes wrong. We have assumed that Pn is the last prime number, but here n plus 1 is a number, prime number, which is greater than Pn. Therefore, our assumption is wrong. Number of prime numbers must be infinite. Second, n plus 1 is suppose a composite number. Suppose n plus 1 is a composite number. What is meaning of composite number? Composite means it has a factor other than 1 and itself. 1 and n plus 1. And also the smallest positive divisor of n plus 1 must be a prime number. Smallest positive divisor of n plus 1 must be prime number. Now n plus 1 is a composite number, then smallest positive divisor of n plus 1 must be a prime number. But see the definition of how n plus 1 is defined. None of these P1, P2, P3, Pn divides n plus 1. Therefore, if n plus 1 is composite number, then it has a prime factor other than 1 P1, P2, etc. Pn. Therefore, there must exist one more prime number which doesn't belong to this P1, P2, P3, etc. Pn, and it divides n plus 1. In this case also what happens? there exists a prime number greater than Pn. Greater than Pn. Therefore, the conclusion is number of prime numbers is infinite. I think these are some properties of these prime numbers. Next topic is congruences, and these are some properties of prime numbers. And you go through these videos, and also hard copy of this notes will be sent to you. You write down that notes also. And next topic is congruences. Congruences. Next video I take this one because it is a separate topic. I take the congruences in next video. Okay, thank you.